In this video tutorial, I'm going to show you how to get started with Twitter for our Intro to Historical Study class. As you can probably see here on the screen, I have gone to twitter.com, and this is what you will see if you go to Twitter on a web browser. You can also sign up for Twitter using a mobile app, and that's totally fine if you want to go that route. A lot of what I'm going to show you will be very similar in the way that it works. It just might look a little bit different in terms of how it's laid out in the mobile app. You can kind of see that I already have an account. I do already have a Twitter account, but if you don't yet have one, you just click on the big blue sign up button. It'll pop this thing up. You put in your name. You can use your email instead of a phone number. I don't like using my phone number for things like Twitter, so or for signing up for online subscriptions or platforms. So I like to use my email. Put in your date of birth, and then you continue through the various steps that they have. Twitter does try to get you to follow a bunch of different people. You don't have to follow anyone for our class. You don't even have to follow me on Twitter, and you'll be able to use it for class. I'm not going to go through all of those steps. I just wanted to show you where to get started, just because I already have an account, and so I don't need to do that. Let's see, I'll just push back. There we go. All right, so I'm going to log in and show you what Twitter looks like once you do have an account and you have logged in, and how to use it for our class. And again, as I mentioned, you don't have to follow anyone. If you do, the people you follow will appear here. So that's what that middle part is here. Anyone you follow, that's where you'll see their tweets. Twitter gives you all these, like, what's trending, who to follow. You can ignore all of that if you want. The most important things you'll need to know for our purposes is the search bar up here. So I'm just going to type in our course hashtag. It's the # H1103 and hit enter. That's going to take us to the feed for our course hashtag. Notice that it's showing the top tweets currently. You need to click latest in order to see the most recent tweets going back to the beginning. Dan's already gotten on here, so that's great to see him getting started. Most of the rest of these are things that I've posted as I was working on setting up the class. But you'll notice that as long as you type the course hashtag into the tweets that you post, they'll appear here when you do the hashtag search. And again, I don't know how they decide what makes a top tweet, but you want to click latest so that you'll be able to see all of them from the most recent, scrolling back to earlier tweets. You'll notice the dates get farther and farther back in time. Let's see what else you need to know. Let me just show you how to post a tweet. So you'll use the big blue tweet button. In some of the mobile apps, it's a blue button that has like a quill looking kind of thing on it. Click that and it will pop up a box where you can type your tweets. If you do this from the course hashtag search, it will already have the hashtag there for you. Just to show you though what it looks like if you don't do that from somewhere where there's where you're doing a search, it'll just say what's happening, and then you'll go ahead and type your tweet. And remember, there are going to be specific questions to respond to. In the exercises and activities that we do for class, you'll just be directed to go to Twitter and write down your thoughts on something that we are currently working on in class. And then you just type the # H1103. I always capitalize the H, but you don't have to. It doesn't make a difference. You'll notice that this turned blue, so you know that you did it right. And you click tweet. And your tweet has been posted. There it goes. Mine's being slow right now. Something about Twitter, it does not update in real time, so it'll take just a few seconds usually, maybe up to a minute, and then your tweet will appear here in the list. Just to show you how to reply to a tweet, that's another important thing. I'm going to reply to this meme that I made that's in one of the lessons that we have. You click this little speech bubble. You'll see there are already 2 replies there. But if I want to add one, I just click there, and I can write my reply. And again, it's always best to include the course hashtag. Whoops, it's just H1103. I was getting ahead of myself there. And click tweet. Again, that's how to reply to others. That's how to function in the course hashtag. Now you'll see here's that first tweet that I typed. Here's my reply appearing in the course hashtag search. If you want to reply to a thread, you can click the show this thread button. What that means is it'll show you the original tweet with the reply, so that then you can reply to that. That's how you get a conversation kind of going, is with a Twitter thread. You can also click and see the other replies there. A couple of colleagues said that they liked this meme, so that was cool. To retweet something, you click this button here, and it gives you the option to just retweet it. When you do that, the tweet will just get repeated in your own Twitter profile. You can also retweet with a comment. What that will do is it'll bring up a box where you can type a comment. You can also, again, add the hashtag and then click retweet. If you want to retweet something to share with our course, with everyone in the class, that's a really good way to do that. Otherwise, you can like each other's tweets. Some of these other buttons are things that you may or may not have or need to use. This is to share a tweet beyond Twitter. This is to see the stats. This is only on tweets that you've posted yourself. You don't see the stats on others' tweets. And this is to add it to Pocket. That's an app that I have, so that's the one that may not appear on yours. When someone responds to you, you'll get a notification. So if someone replies to your tweet, you'll see it over here. And then you can go and you can reply to them, or just kind of read what they said, and maybe you don't need a reply, however that works. Direct messages are here. I'm not going to click that just because I can't remember what the most recent direct messages or from who they were I have. But that's where direct messages are. If you do bookmarks, that's fine. You can collect those here. You can make lists. I'll go here just to show you. I make lists for my classes so that I can make sure to find everyone. Even if you, say, forget to type the course hashtag, I'll be able to see what you've done. I've started one for our class. Here it is, Intro to Historical Study. So I'll just click on that. You may see that Brandon Morgan has added you to a list called Intro to Historical Study. So you'll notice that anything that you tweet, whether it's for class or not, I'll be able to see here. So that's something to keep in mind. Again, I do that just so that I can have another way of making sure that I can see what you've tweeted and give you credit for your work. But I will be able to, that's how that displays. You'll also be able to click and see the members. So these are members of this year's class already getting started, which is great. Your own profile will be here. You can add pictures or not. You're not required to. You can add a little tagline or not. Again, just use this to the extent that you want to. If you want to delete this thing once we're done with class, that's more than fine, just as long as you keep it through the end of the semester. All right, so I think that's a pretty good crash course on how to use Twitter. Please let me know if you have any questions or need any help as we continue with our class, and I'm looking forward to talking with you here.